Well, welcome to the K-Files this morning. Welcome, JP.
Good morning, Miss Sandra. How are you?
Always glad to have you here. You're wearing your red this morning. So, a lot to talk about today, a whole lot, but we were just discussing, and we would be remiss if we didn't discuss the rally in town yesterday a little bit. It was just phenomenal. Kudos to the event center. I saw no hecklers nobody screamed out anything bad. There were zero protesters outside of that building.
And that's good.
That's what I couldn't believe.
Yeah, I'm glad to know that
tells you
people
something,
behaved.
though.
Yeah.
It tells you something. No protesters. It was just an energy-filled room at the event center. It was full. Had people standing in the back at some point. You know, a lot of people, a lady told me she goes to just about all the rallies. She travels around. I couldn't believe it. Phenomenal.
It's like 250, 251, something like that.
And she said, I go to a lot of his rallies. She said, you'll have another influx of people coming in right before it's time for him. And they'll stand in the back. They understand there's no seats, but they'll stand in the back, and sure enough, here they come. She was exactly on point. I'd say it was 30, 40 people that I noticed that come in, stood in the back around 12:30, 12 o'clock, when most people got there at 9 and 9:30, The program started at 11. Promptly, everything was on time. The interesting thing was I was getting some information and from a source that I had that he was arriving. He was fixing to touch down his plane in Greenville and had a helicopter escort him over the motorcade all the way down 64. And the helicopter, Highway Patrol, I was going to tell you this, Highway Patrol helicopter was over the building the whole time. So thank you to the Highway Patrol. I talked to the police chief. He was there, of course. And he said it took 60 officers. He had Capitol Police. He had Secret Service, Highway Patrol, Edgecombe County, and Nash County.
And he should. From my understanding, he now has the exact same security detail that a sitting president has. And he should.
Yeah,
At this point, he should.
Absolutely.
He should.
But, just a lot of energy in Rocky Mount yesterday. A lot of eyes on Rocky Mount. CNN was there. We had to be, I said this a while ago, we had to be set up by 6 o'clock. 5:30 in the morning, here we are setting up cameras.
Do you know Amy Pearson from, Amy Strickland Pearson from Bailey? She is real big in the Republican Party.
Okay.
CBS morning show. They're going to interview her.
Really?
Either tomorrow morning or Saturday. Yes. See, Nash County is actually the reason that there's so many eyes on Nash County across the country. Nash County is actually a indicator to how the national election is going to go. If you remember back 4 years ago, Biden won Nash County by like 100 votes. It was a squeaky win. But that's why they say that Nash County is like a pulse of how the national election is going to go. That's why there's so much interest in Nash County.
Well, if anything, the event center is in Edgecombe County, but, point taken, but if yesterday was any indication, it's just over.
Yeah, I would agree. Still get out and vote. Still go vote.
Yes.
We've had record turnout for early voting.
It's unbelievable.
Record voter turnout. It's wild. It's off the chain in the numbers that I've been seeing. I get an email daily with the breakdown of what we're seeing in Nash County, and it's impressive.
Well, in my book, I'm just thinking the Democrats need to start thinking about next time. Go ahead and start trying to get their candidate for next time and focus on that, because they have to sit back and say, we had a terrible candidate. I'm sure the Republicans down the line may do the same, but they had a terrible candidate.
Well, I can't say what's going on in Rocky Mount, but I can tell you I've worked at the early voting place in Mount Pleasant, right beside the Democratic tent, and I can tell you what I've witnessed. I've witnessed more people than ever get out of their vehicle and tell the Democratic Party people and us, nope, don't want any information. I'm here to vote for one man. Now, you can read into that what you want, but they are there on a mission to vote for one man. I interpret that as Donald Trump.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
And I've seen a lot of people that I would probably have thought, albeit that they were a Democrat, okay?
Right.
And they are there to vote for Donald Trump. I've seen it.
Well, they're to the point, they're inviting the Democrats, come and join the movement.
Yeah.
Come and join this movement. It's not that Republicans don't like Democrats.
That's
You're
right.
welcome. You are welcome to join the movement. But you have to realize, as a Democrat, anybody with any sense at all has to realize what a terrible candidate and vice presidential, it couldn't get no worse. How in the world, I think Nancy Pelosi told her to pick Tim Walz, from what I understand.
Well, the Democrat Party, they were in a catch-22. They have preached DEI or other type programs for 30 years. They couldn't pass over Kamala Harris. Even though they wanted
I'd have passed her over.
They can't, because they have preached this for 30 years.
Well, I'd have ate crow.
If they had gone around her, everything they had preached for 30 years would have gone out the window. I think it was just a situation. They had painted themselves into a corner. They knew they had to just hold their nose and go with her. She never polled over 1% when she ran for president. She raised almost no money.
Right.
And unfortunately, they just had to go with her.
Yeah.
They had to.
Absolutely. Well, we will see Tuesday night when we're sitting up here doing our election coverage. And I want to thank Don's Body Shop. They will be sponsoring our election coverage this year, and it'll be me and Randy Adcox. So make sure you watch us. Tune into us for your local, state, and we're going to be doing national too. But as the night goes on and we've gotten all of our local and state results, then we will probably let you turn to the networks and get your national, because I don't know if it'll be finished. It may be, but I don't know if it'll be finished up or not Tuesday night.
I think it is.
I
think it is. And this is
I
just
hope
me.
it will be.
Real Clear Politics, I check it every day. Every single
And
day.
that's a pretty reliable.
Well, what they do is
source.
they combine everybody's, even the lefts, the rights, Rasmussen, Fox. They combine everybody's and put it on what I call a trending chart.
Right.
This morning, they have him winning the Electoral College. They have him winning every battleground state, and it's about a trend. It's where things are projected to go. Okay?
What about Pennsylvania, though?
They
That's
have him
such
winning
a
Pennsylvania.
tough- that is a tough state.
They have him winning Wisconsin. They have him winning Michigan. This is crazy. I think a lot of people, see, Republicans are going to vote Republican. Democrats are going to vote Democrat. People in the middle decide elections.
Yeah.
And if these people are breaking for Trump, the election's over.
There's one thing I don't understand, and I wanted to get Trump in the back room so bad yesterday and say, listen to me. Why did you not let Nikki Haley campaign with you? Do you know how many independents she brought?
Yeah.
She had so many independents. He needed those.
I think he's got them.
He said, she's saying, he hasn't asked me. I said, you know what? I'm telling everybody. She ticked him off somewhere down the line. For him not to be asking her at all for anything,
I haven't seen her since the convention. Didn't she speak at the convention?
She did, and she even said, I'm not going to try to get Trump my voters. I'm going to vote for him, but I'm not going to try to help him get. Then she changed her mind.
Yeah.
Well, Trump's like, probably in his mind, you're not going to change your mind. You've already stepped over the line.
Well, see, unfortunately in politics, like right now, Republicans who run the party, and I'm not talking about Trumpers, they're thinking about 4 years from now.
Yeah.
The Democrats, they're already talking about running.
Absolutely.
Who's the guy from California? They're already plotting a Gavin Newsom 2028. Okay, Republicans are doing the same thing.
Yes.
She knows she's got her work cut out for her to run against Vance. Because it's going to be Vance in 4 years.
Yeah.
Well, the same thing down in Florida. You've got the governor of Florida going, he's plotting. He wants to run in 4 years. But now these people who miscalculated Trump, Nikki Haley decided that she was going to dig in and run against Trump. And she ran a scorched earth campaign against it, and she lost.
Yeah.
Same thing with the governor of Florida.
Yeah.
They miscalculated.
Yeah.
Look, if he hadn't run against Trump, who is the governor in Florida? It's on the tip of my tongue.
Golly.
Anyway, that was a miscalculation. He would have been Trump's VP pick, I believe. I believe he would have been, but when he crossed him,
Rubio.
Not
Rubio. He's the senator. Marco Rubio's the senator. Who is the governor? Golly. He talks all the time.
Great guy. I love him to death. I believe he was a West Point grad.
I can picture him right now.
Anyway, he crossed him. And, Trump's one of these people, he forgives them, but, it's...
Yeah. That Ramaswamy has really stuck with Trump, hasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Hello?
Hey, I enjoyed the show this morning, and
Thank
Trump coming
you.
to town yesterday was fantastic.
So did you go?
No, I wasn't able to stand in that line for
Right.
This is the governor of Florida.
That's exactly
Yeah,
DeSantis.
Ron DeSantis.
Ron DeSantis. Thank you for that.
Happy Halloween, and God bless you.
Thank you for calling.
Thank you so much.
Ron DeSantis.
Yes,
Great
Ron
guy. I
DeSantis.
love him to
appreciate
death.
her helping us out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like him. I really do. So, all right, we got to go to break. We are doing abnormal K-File shows right now, but you know
But
what?
it's the talk of the town.
It is.
Everybody's talking, Democrat or Republican.
They want to
Everybody's
hear
talking
what,
it.
and it all comes into play. It really does, because our president, whoever we elect, we hope, is going to do something about crime. And that's what we're about on this program, is crime. And illegal immigrants coming into the country is what we're hoping will, that whoever's elected, I will say that, will do something about. So that's what the program's about. We've got all of these cases, all of these unsolved murder cases. And so we want a safe place to live. And so it all comes back around to this anyway. So, all right, we're going to take a break. We'll come right back right after this. Okay, and welcome back. All right, we're going to talk about a case this morning on that we saw online that just made me just boil. We need to leave the kids. Folks, you know what? I don't know if you're on drugs. I don't know what your situation is, but you need to leave the kids out of it. Kids suffer so much these days. I mean, they really do. And when I see a case like this, we always do a hot and now. So I told JP, I said, what about us doing this one case that, and I think JP has already read my mind because he has already given Pernell a picture. But Tell us about this case this morning, JP.
You know, my mom and Granny always said there was a special place in Hades for people that hurt
Yep.
children.
Yep.
But this is tough. Judge denies bond reduction for a woman who maliciously castrated her own son and burned him all over his body back in 2022.
And yay for the judge.
Back in 2022, Bracy Renee Bird, age 33, was arrested on Haynes Place Northwest in Wilson and charged with multiple charges of maliciously castrating her son and burning him repeatedly over a period of time by holding his hand over a stove, as well as multiple other violent acts against him. She was placed in jail under a $2 million bond.
That's a lot.
You know,
It takes a lot to get that.
Bird has been awaiting her trial, and this week, her attorney requested that her bond be reduced from $2 million to $100,000. The judge denied her request.
I would like to. Who is the judge? We need to give him kudos.
Yes, you're exactly right. And a lot
We need
of
to
times,
vote for him next time.
we give judges and other people a hard time. Whoever this, I'm gonna find out who the judge is
Yeah,
because
we
he
need to do
deserves
that.
he deserves a pat on the back.
Sure does.
The judge denied her request. Bird remains in the jail under the following charges: attempted murder, first-degree kidnapping, first-degree malicious castration, felony child abuse, felony child abuse, inflicting serious bodily injury. That's bad.
It just breaks my heart to hear about it. It really does. She had to be on something,
I would
which
hope
is no excuse.
I would hope she was on something, but
She
that
looked
is
like she was in that
no
picture.
excuse at all.
No excuse.
That's
Just terrible.
That is bad.
But, we always give the judges a hard time. Why did they why is the bond reduced? Why did they get out? Why did they do this, that? But this time, I have to say kudos, and we'll try to find out who that judge was and bring it back, because I really do appreciate this judge for doing this, and she should, the crime should fit her punishment. It really should.
And a lot of times there's an unheard, unwritten rule. If you go to prison for hurting a child,
Yeah.
you're going to catch it.
Yeah, you better watch
They
out.
even have a code in prison. You don't go there.
Yeah. And don't think they don't know about it, because listen, they watch TV. I just found that out recently. They were watching something on here, and we found out that someone in there was watching our program. So anyway, they know it. They know what you've done when you go in there. So
I just got a text right that moment, and that is they wanted me to touch on the constitutional question that's on the back of your ballot.
yes.
Those of you that have already voted, you're familiar with it. Those of you that have not, please be sure you understand the ballot is 2 pages. A lot of times people don't realize there's things on the back of the ballot. They vote, they fill out the front, they
Right.
shoot it in. Take your time to flip it over. Bottom right corner, last question on the ballot, there's a constitutional question saying that only legal U.S. citizens should be allowed to vote in elections in North Carolina. I voted for it. If you think only American citizens should be allowed to vote in North Carolina elections, please vote for it. I don't comprehend why some would be telling their congregation or their friends or their family to vote against it. I don't get that. But yes, please read that question. It is worded in a way it's designed to almost confuse you, but the answer to the question is you want to vote for
Yes.
the constitutional amendment.
Absolutely. I mean, do you
I
know
did
these
anyway.
people coming
I
in
did.
here? I mean, anyway. And some things are already happening. I got a report yesterday. Some things are already happening at the polls that should not be happening, and we knew it. It happens every time. Some nursing home buses pulled up at the polls. And good for them. They called an attorney to come over there. Some of the poll workers called an attorney to come over there, and because there were people, staff on the bus that were filling out the ballots for them. The attorney come over there and he said, no, you cannot fill out a ballot for someone else. You cannot do this. And and then they had to call him again. It started happening again. Had to call him. This attorney goes back over there. It's just ridiculous that you've got to go into a nursing home and load up the bus and go over there and vote for them. That's wrong.
That's shady.
That is just as...
You know, I would assume that if I had a loved one in a nursing home, whoever had power of attorney to help, like my mother or my father or my brother, they would take it upon themselves to get an absentee ballot, me go in, sit with my mom, someone who had a legal right to help her and complete that ballot. That's what I would assume.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's not being done the right way already. I can promise you that. I'm getting calls. But, you know, there's going to be some of this. It's just going to be some of this. So, Trump even said, you know, we've got to make this thing too big to rig.
Too big to rig.
Just got to do it. Because there's going to be, they're already figuring out ways. I hate to call them out, but Philadelphia, last election, oh man, it was awful.
Well, they're already claiming this morning there are precincts in Michigan where more people have voted than are on the voter roll.
Yeah.
Okay, you know.
But what about the Virginia, the Supreme Court?
The Supreme Court.
This is why you've got to have good people on the Supreme Court.
They ruled 6-3 that the governor can purge non-U.S. citizens from voter rolls in Virginia. The thing that is disappointing to me is that there are 3 U.S. Supreme Court justices that wanted to leave illegal aliens on the voter rolls in Virginia and allow them to vote. That is even more scary.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm like the governor of Virginia. It's illegal. Why would I not be able to take them off? You're not supposed to be able to vote if you're not a U.S. citizen, period. So why would I not be able to take them off?
Politics is dirty. Politics can be so dirty.
Oh, it can.
And I'm not saying either side is perfect, but it can be really dirty.
It really can. We've had challenges on the Republican side. The Republicans have had challenges. I mean, you know, they certainly have. A few of their folks have done some things that I thought was just not right, and I'll call them out too. I mean, if you're wrong, you're wrong. It don't matter what party, don't matter who you are. If you're wrong, you're wrong. So, just that way. All right, but I tell you what's not wrong. This wonderful weather forecast that we're about to get from Fred Holsworth right after this. And welcome back to the K-Files. And believe it or not, yes, we are going to bring you a couple of other cases this morning that's in our book, so that you can call in and give us some tips. You are the best resource that law enforcement has, and we need your help.
This first case we're going to talk about is from June 20th, 2020. Montrell Wilson and Devontae Burton Montrell Wilson, and Devontae Burton. At about 2:15 a.m., Edgecombe County Sheriff's Office received a report of shots fired at 715 East Lashley Street in Pine Tops. There were over 15 people at a house that was being used as a liquor house when the shooting took place. Pine Tops police were first to arrive on scene and found that 4 people had been shot. There were 4 victims. Devontae Burton, Montel Wilson were pronounced dead at the scene, while a third person was transported to Vidant Medical Center in Wilson, and the 4th actually declined medical treatment. Witnesses advised that a car came by and that the occupant started shooting at the individual standing outside the residence. There were several witnesses on scene, however, no one made a statement about the shooting. So no one talked about what they saw.
That's
disappointing.
unbelievable. It's another one of those party situations where everybody saw, a lot of people had to know about this. I mean, and nobody's coming forward. 15 people at the house. Now, out of 15 people, nobody noticed the car. This was, as you said, a liquor house. So you know that they were targeting somebody. They were targeting somebody, and Pine Tops police were the ones that were, and Edgecombe County Sheriff's Office were the agencies. So if you know anything, please call the number on the bottom of the screen, because, with 15 people witnessing this, somebody knew something. And there's $15,000 that you can get, up to $15,000, if you come forward and an arrest is made. So
this next case we've talked about a few times. It's from October 22nd, 2020. Michael Joyner. On October 22nd, 2020, the Rocky Mount Police Department responded to a call of shots fired after an argument on Coley Road in Rocky Mount, North Carolina. Michael Joyner was arguing with a person and a fight started. A man on scene got an AK-47 and shot Michael Joyner. It is not clear if the person he was fighting fired the shots, but Michael Joyner passed away as a result of his injuries.
Well, first of all, where is Coley Road? I don't know where Coley Road is.
I don't either. Coley Road, Rocky Mount.
I have no idea. Rocky Mount. Anyway, so Michael Joyner was fighting and arguing with someone. And
I wonder if it was at I'd love to know if it was like at a residence or like a place of business.
Yeah. Well, I tend to think it is at a house I'm not sure, a residence, but I'm not sure. AK-47, he was shot with, so. But that's all we know. There's a lot of questions I have about this because it's not clear. There's a lot of things that need to be clarified in this description. But
is Sergeant Joyner still our point of contact with Rocky Mount Police Department, or is that
I think
changed?
that's changed.
Okay.
Again,
Okay.
I need to get the chief to send us someone.
Because I'd love to. This is what I'm going to highlight and mark.
Yeah.
I'd love to know.
I would
if
too.
it was a well, first of all, where Coley Road is, and if it was a residence or like a convenience store where usually verbal confrontations might take place with a stranger. Because if it was at a residence, that means they must know each other or have a mutual friend to have
Right, and they're telling you a man on scene had an AK-47. Well, who's the man?
Yeah.
Don't they know who the man is?
That's what
He has
leads
to be
me
a
to believe
suspect.
it has to be like a convenience store or something.
Yeah, I guess you're right about that. I wonder why it don't say that. It normally says at a convenience store.
Yeah, because this is a relatively new case.
Yeah, we need to really ask some questions about this. So we'll do that and get back with you on this one.
This next case is from November 16th, 2020, Tavarius Lynch. At approximately 6:34 p.m., Tavarius was on the 1700 block of Bedford Road in Rocky Mount, North Carolina. He was parked in a cul-de-sac and sitting in his vehicle. Suspects approached the vehicle and just started shooting. Lynch was struck by gunfire and died on scene. Tavarius Lynch, November 16th, 2020, 6:34 in the evening. So it was probably dark or...
Right.
Yeah, it was dark at 6:30.
With a lot of the cases in this book, this is in Meadowbrook. Bedford Road is in what we call Meadowbrook subdivision. Over by D.S. Johnson School, Fairview Road, in that vicinity. And we have got a lot of cases, quite frankly, Bedford Road is in here several times. So, anyway, 1700 block, Bedford Road, parked in the cul-de-sac, just sitting in his vehicle. Somebody came up and shot him. I think if he was parked in a cul-de-sac and he was in the vehicle, it sounds like he was meeting somebody.
That's what I was thinking,
and it went
too.
bad.
That's what I'm thinking.
It's like something went bad. Anyway, suspects approached the vehicle and started shooting. So, anyway. But what's always so weird to me, okay, he didn't live to tell the story, Tavarius Lynch. Suspects approached the vehicle. How do they know that?
Yeah.
Who are they then? If they know suspects approached the vehicle and started shooting, if they know that much, then who are they?
So clearly there's some witnesses here.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I mean, somebody saw
Probably
that.
a vehicle description, direction of travel. I mean, they were probably able to give, a suspect description.
Well, somebody needs to really rat out Tavarius Lynch's killers or killer. You need to give his family, he's a young man, you need to give his family closure. We just solved a case where a person was willing to do this, came forward, it was anonymous, he got paid. We have money to give you, cash, within a couple of days. But somebody knows about this case of Tavarius Lynch, and you really need to tell. And it's a recent case, November of 2020. As a matter of fact, exactly almost 4 years ago. So, anyway. All right. This next one is a long one.
Yeah, I do want to plug, before we go to the end of the show, Stanhope fundraiser and the...
yeah, let's do that because
Brady's.
we're at the end. I don't think we have time to go
Yeah, I
into...
noticed it was kind of long.
We'll start next week on Philip Willoughby because you live in the vicinity of this case and you know a little bit more than I do details. So anyway.
Yeah, I figured it would easily spill over to the next hour
we need
because
to do
it's
some
a
details
lot of
of
details
this.
on that. But we do have two things coming up in the southern end of the county. One of them is the Stanhope Fire Department fundraiser. It's going to be this coming Saturday. It always sells out. Some of the best barbecue chicken south of the river, 11 o'clock a.m. this Saturday until sellout. Plates are $12. We'd love to have you come out and support Stanhope Volunteer Fire Department. You can get barbecue pork or chicken plates. So come on out and support Stanhope Volunteer Fire Department. The other thing I want to tell you is 'tis the holiday season, and Freddie Howell is taking pre-orders for collards. Everybody loves collards at Thanksgiving, Christmas get-togethers, things like that.
Absolutely.
So if you would be interested in some cooked collards, $12 a quart, reserve yours today. You can reach out to Freddie Howell there at Freddie Howell Farms. It's located at 4371 Massey Road there at the farm. That is, the address is Evelyn, but it's Middlesex. 4371 Massey Road, right off Highway 97, Cook Collards. Last year he sold out.
I'm sure.
So, like I say, Thanksgiving's right around the corner. If you want some good collards, seasoned, ready to eat, get up with Freddie and get you some.
Do you like collards?
I do.
How do you
I
eat
love
them?
collards and cornbread.
What do you eat them with? Vinegar?
Just a little bit of vinegar.
Vinegar. Some people put onions in them. You know, some of you, I don't. But some of you tell me you cut up little slivers of onion and put in it with vinegar.
See, my granny would make, it's almost like a relish. But she didn't call it relish. She called it chow chow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I've heard of chow chow. Yeah.
And, you know, when she passed away, my wife's grandmother, she had always made it. And we had put some up. She's been passed now at least a good year, maybe two. And I'm on my last jar that she had.
Well,
and
have you
that-
have the recipe?
That is some good stuff in collards.
Yes.
But yeah, it's kind of got a little vinegary kick to it. But yeah, a little bit of chow chow and some collards.
Well, don't
cornbread.
give me, cornbread has to go with it. It just has to. Don't give me no sweet collards. If you put sugar in your collards, shame on you. Can't stand it.
Me neither.
You get them and they are just like sweet. No, I want them to taste like greens, not greens with sugar in them.
Ain't it funny how everybody's palate is so different?
Yeah, it
See,
is.
my wife loves Skippy peanut butter. When I taste Skippy peanut butter, I taste sugar.
Yeah.
I
yeah,
like
do too.
Jif because it's more
Yes.
salty.
I am a savory person. Do not put sugar. My rule is do not put sugar in anything but cakes, pies, and what sugar is supposed to be in.
Yeah, spaghetti, no.
No.
Pizza, no.
I can't stand it.
No.
I'm a savory
Yeah.
person. I don't like the sweet. As far as that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I love sweets, but don't put it in my collards. Good grief. But anyway, yeah, we all look forward to cooking a little, we cook ours sometimes with some ham in it. I like it that way. So anyway, go see Freddie Howell. $12 a quart. Yeah, he can fix you right up. You better get your order in quick, though, because, they're going to go fast.
And you can probably get them at the
wants to-
farmer's market, too, here in Rocky Mount.
that he probably
We'll put
will
your
have
order
them.
in.
Yeah, because the farmer's market did not used to, they always close the second week in November. And now they stay open. Now, Thanksgiving weekend, I don't think they are. Don't quote me on that. But anyway, they go into December now.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, because they have arts and crafts.
Oh, okay.
An artisan market, and you can still bring your veggies or whatever you got. But yeah, it's been extended over the last couple of years. So anyway, check all these things out. Now, Stanhope, tell everybody where that is. The fire department.
Stanhope is at the intersection of Highway 97
Yes,
and Southern Ash High Road.
that's right.
That fire department right in that intersection.
I got some from there, I know 2 years ago.
They are
I don't know if
good.
it was last year or not, but we will check them out. I'll definitely tell my husband that we will go get some plates. So, and it's this weekend?
Yes, ma'am. November 2nd, this Saturday,
Saturday.
11 o'clock.
It is Saturday. Most of these are on Friday, so that's a little different. So be careful with your calendars. And turn your clock back. Fall back Sunday. So don't be late for work Monday morning unless you want to. All right, that's all, JP. Thank you for being with
Yes,
me.
ma'am.
And
Hopefully we
thank
got
you.
good news next Thursday.
Yes, yeah. Next Thursday we will know. So I'm not promising we're going to do a lot of cases. We don't know yet. We might be crying or we might be laughing. We don't know.
I'm feeling good.
Yes. All right. Make it a great day, everybody.